Good evening everyone, my name is ChronicEXE, I'm also known as the Shift HD, and today I'm going to be talking about just random stuff in general. Now, for the last couple of days, as you can tell, I've been doing a hell of a lot more BioShock Infinite videos, rather than anything else. Yeah, I am going to be doing another Call of Duty video quite soon. I've got enough demos to do another edit, so yeah, that's going to be well on the way. I've got a hell of a lot more plus 40s, still failing on the plus 50s, but yeah, what can you do at the end of the day? I just keep failing at the last person, just can't find them or locate whereabouts they would be, blah blah blah, or they're behind cover and you get a hit marker, blah 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 blah. I have hit a plus 70 though, which I didn't record. I was pretty pissed off about that. Basically I got plus 40 and then I got up to a plus 30 with Desert Eagle, and it all went up to plus 70, so I was pretty damn chuffed. It was on vacant. But yeah, kind of lost the file. No, I didn't even record it. That was it was a bit of a cunt. I didn't really, had a bad day. Anyway though, so what I would like to actually say is that I feel like my channel is unappreciated compared to most. It seems that people just purposely dislike my videos just because of the way I am. Either I say that I'm a stoner, blah 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 blah. But it seems that it's really getting on my nerves that I do a tutorial of some kind and I end up getting all the negative feedback on my channel, blah 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 blah. So you guys got to remember, I only do YouTube because it's a pastime. It's something that I like to do when I haven't got anything else better to do. Like, say for example, sometimes I can't be bothered to go out and about, so I would rather sit on my computer and edit something and play a game for a little bit, or go around a friend's house, mess about, cinema, smoke, blah 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 blah. But it's getting quite annoying that if I do a tutorial that is actually very very helpful, and yet it gets disliked, and no one just comments to say why it was disliked. Sometimes that can be quite frustrating, like the field of view tutorial I did for BioShock Infinite. You have to go into the config file as well as do things actually in game to be able to get a better field of view. Yesterday I was testing out 100 field of view and it's a little bit crazy, so I lowered it down to about 80 and it works fine. The performance of the game is actually really really good. For those who actually got BioShock, I've heard a fair few people that have got just normal duo core systems and an average GT 240 graphics card, and they're able to play about 40-50 frames per second on medium to high settings. It just shows that Unreal Engine 3 and BioShock was very very well made. They spent all their time and all their money making sure every version is going to work correctly. Now, I've seen the PC version in Ultra, and I can tell you for a fact, it looks so much better than consoles. For one, DirectX 11, everything seems to be so clear, more colourful, blah 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 blah. The actual fighting systems, it feels a lot better and more fluid. The key binding in BioShock Infinite is actually very good. They give you a massive amount of options in the menus, so it's even got a field of view slider, which for most games to come out as default, they don't necessarily have them. But the advantage of being an Unreal Engine game is the config files are normally readily available. Just like Dishonored and various other games, you can obviously change the shadow resolution commands and things like that to get a little bit more resolution and textures out of the games, which is great for us PC gamers, or just help us out with general stutter issues, frames per second issues, or ultimately enabling God mode and various other things and just kind of cheating your way out of it. But not many people do that. People just like to go along with the config tweaks and like SMA ejectors, like sweet effects and blah blah blah. So Call of Duty edit that I'm going to do. I'm dropping things on the floor. Call of Duty edit that I'm going to do soon. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I think I might do Got Head V3. I have enough demos to make another version. Literally, I'm not even joking. Oh, that's a good coffee. Right, so I'm going to quickly have a smoke. So basically this video is going to be me talking for a little bit, and then smoke here, there and everywhere. It's going to be about 15 minutes long as well, because this is going to go on top of the BioShock Infinite video, or something else. In the last couple of days as well, I've been talking to an actual professional impressionist, or voiceover artist, depending on what you want to call them. His name is John 3.0. He can do a hell of a lot of voices, just like I can, but he can do them several times better, and a lot more voices than what I can do. Say for example, the Epic Movie Guy announcer. Spot on impression, whilst mine's a bit, it's a mimic version. It's not an actual impression. It's just my version. So in a way, it kind of is an impression, but yeah, you get the idea. So I message him, saying could you scrutinise my channel? Come over to me, have a look at my impressions, and try and coach me along the way. As I'm English, it's a little bit harder for us to do voiceover work over here. Can you help me? He replied, and he said yes. I was really, really chuffed, so I've got to get him on Skype, talk to him, and do all my voices, and see what happens, really. So that'll be an interesting thing to do. I might record the conversation, because it would be quite hilarious. Two different people, good impressionists. I know he's good. He doesn't know if I'm good or not, though. That's the thing. I know I'm fairly good. I'm not the greatest. I'm not big-headed about that. I'm an amazing impressionist. I can do a fair few voices, but it's the voices that people just come out of nowhere and say, do this, and you're just there I don't even know what that person sounds like, or you can't do the voice whatsoever. The other day, I thought I might be able to do Joe Swanson from Family Guy. Last night, out of nowhere, I just said, "Hey Peter," and it kind of sounded like it. And I was just maybe just need to do a little bit of work on it and give it a couple of weeks, and I might be able to do Joe Swanson. But you just never know. I'm running out of things to talk about at the moment. I've got myself a coffee, got myself a big bag of weed. Unfortunately though, it's not nug form. I went to my blokey a little bit late in the day and he only got the bitty bits back. But I got probably about 2 grams for 20 quid instead of 1.6, so I'm pretty chuffed. I've got a few nugs in it, so all's not lost. Let's rip ourselves another bong McGee. I've said to my parents that I've gone out for a little bit, but ain't gone far. I'm at the end of the garden. It's also quite a nice day today, for a change. It's still cold, about 7 degrees outside, but can't really do too much in this English weather. My dad was out and about in the garden today fixing his lawnmowers, and the cats have been running around like mad hatters. So the other day, my cat, sorry, not my cat, my mate's cat, Smokey, got his nuts chopped off. And if anyone's got a male cat and have seen them come back from the vets after their castration, normally they're a bit loopy. We weren't able to see Smokey when he was completely fucked off his face on other various drugs. However, we saw when he got home. Now, you would expect for a cat or a person or anything that has just been castrated to be proper mopey and things like that, yeah. No, completely the opposite. This cat was ninjaing around the entire house like fuck. He was all over the place. Could not stop. Hyperest cat I've ever seen in a very long time. And it's consistent. He just doesn't stop with his hyperness. It's always hyper. Always running around chasing his mouse. Always chasing after something or other in the garden. Always after my shoelaces. Blah blah blah. It's an absolute crazy cat. He's awesome. Can't get enough of him. It's the most entertaining thing I've got in a very long time. I think I'm just going to rip a few more bongs and then I'll leave it for today. Sod doing a 15 minutes. I've got another 5, but doing quite well. Not too bad for a commentary. Especially when it's just chatting on random stuff. And what is it? It's a bit weird that April Fool's Day is going to be on Easter Monday kind of thing, you know what I mean? A bit weird. So today and tomorrow is like the day of Christ and blah 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 blah, and then like, you know what would actually happen? Like, what would be funny if it turns out all these years ago, if Jesus is real and blah 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 blah, it turns out Jesus played an April Fool's on us. Imagine that. That would be weird. It's like on the third day, Jesus obviously arose from the grave, and then he just like comes behind them with his holes in his hand and shit like that, and he's just like, I'm alive, April Fools, and it's just a hologram. Or like some of them were just badly tripping on opium or something like that. Here's something for you guys to think about. When was the first time you heard of a drug that can affect you, like marijuana, opium, methadone, blah 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 blah? What was the first drug you come across? For me, I was playing Hitman a very 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 long time ago. You know, Hitman Blood Money, or ones before that. And you go into the, I can't remember exactly which one, to be honest with you. It might be Contracts, and you go into the opium den. That is the first drug I ever learnt about, opium. I must have been about 11, 10 years old or something like that. Not weed, opium, one of the strongest ones. Just because you go into a butchery, a butcher's or something or other. And there's loads and loads of pig carcasses, you know, cow carcasses all hanging all over the place. But when you get further down, it turns out the place is an opium den. And you have to assassinate a certain amount of people and blah 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 and then escape. Quite a weird mission, to be honest with you. I have a lot of memories on it, because I played that a lot. Just because you just see people taking opium that look like fucking Mr. Burns. And various other things like that. Anyway though, I'm going to go make a mooch now, I think. I've been talking long enough. I'm gonna go in, get some food or something or other, and render this video and upload it. Right, you are then, people. I shall see you all soon. Bye!